Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we will take an in-depth look at the beloved classic product, the ThinkPad X220. It is now the year 2025. As technology advances rapidly with AI laptops and foldable screens, we will take a step back, dust off the X220, and give it new life, using Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition. Whether you're an experienced Linux user or simply curious about Linux, stay tuned. In the coming episodes, we'll take you through the principles, methods, and surprises of transforming a decade-old laptop into a modern, lightweight workhorse. Now, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you've owned a ThinkPad X220 before, or you've heard the rumors about its legendary keyboard, tank-like construction, and incredible Linux compatibility. The ThinkPad X220 was released way back in 2011, so it's not only old, but also a classic. But here's the twist, this little machine is still practical in 2025. Well, it all comes down to the hardware. Of course, it doesn't have a 4K touchscreen or ultra-thin bezels, but it does have something modern laptops often lack: reliability, repairability, and a keyboard that feels like it was crafted by hand, and ports, full-size Ethernet, VGA, DisplayPort, USB-A, and even an express card slot. For technicians, it's like a Swiss Army knife. But the real magic lies in pairing this rugged hardware with a lightweight, modern Linux distribution. That's where Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition comes into play. Linux Mint has always been popular among users who value stability, ease of use, and a familiar desktop environment. The 22.1 edition, codenamed Xia, continues this tradition. For those unfamiliar with it, Mint has three main desktop versions: Cinnamon, Gas, and MATE. Each version has its advantages, but for older hardware like the X220, MATE strikes the perfect balance between performance and functionality. MATE is a classic desktop environment. It is the successor to GNOME 2, which was the default desktop for Linux Mint from 2006 to 2011. MATE is not only lightweight but also elegant. It features a traditional desktop layout, extremely low CPU usage, and smooth GTK3 themes. While not flashy, it still looks great in 2025. Before beginning the installation, we first ensure that we have everything we need. You can think of this as our pre-flight checklist. First, your ThinkPad X220. Ensure that it is fully charged, or preferably plugged into a power source throughout the process. Second, a USB drive with at least 8 GB of storage. This will be our installation medium. Third, a reliable internet connection. We need it to download the Linux Mint ISO file. Fourth, download the ISO on another computer and create a bootable USB drive. Finally, if there is any important data on your X220 hard drive, back it up immediately. Once you have all these items ready, we can proceed to the next step. Our first practical step is to obtain the Linux Mint MATE Edition ISO file. Open a browser on another computer and visit the Linux Mint official website. Navigate to the download section and ensure that you select Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition. This is crucial. For faster download speeds, select a download mirror that is geographically close to you. During the download process, we need a tool to burn the ISO file to a USB drive to make it bootable. I recommend Etcher. It is cross-platform free and very easy to use. Download and install Etcher on your current computer. After downloading the Linux Mint MATE Edition ISO file and installing Etcher, insert your USB drive. Open Etcher, select the downloaded ISO file, and choose your USB drive as the target drive. Please double-check that you have selected the correct drive. Selecting the wrong drive could erase important data on other drives. Click E-Flash and let Etcher work its magic. This process may take a few minutes, depending on the speed of your USB drive. Once complete, you will receive a confirmation message. Do not format the USB drive after completion. Simply eject it safely. When the bootable USB is ready, plug it into the ThinkPad X220 on the ThinkPad X220 and press the F1 key to enter the BIOS utility settings. In the BIOS, navigate to the Startup tab and press the FF9 key to restore the default settings. After that, we set the UEFI legacy boot priority to EEFI only. Then, we press the F10 key to save and exit. At this point, the ThinkPad X220 will restart. When the ThinkPad startup screen appears again, Press the F12 key to enter the boot menu. In the boot menu, select to boot from the USB HDD and press enter. Now we have arrived at the Linux Mint boot menu. Usually, the first option, Start Linux Mint 22.1 MATE, is the one we want. Select it and press enter. This will take you to the Linux Mint Live environment. Don't worry, nothing has been installed on your hard drive yet. This live environment allows you to test Linux Mint and make sure everything is working properly before installing it. On this ThinkPad X220, loading the Linux Mint OS live environment took approximately 1.5 minutes. In the Linux Mint live desktop environment, you can test or try out various features of the operating system. This ensures that it is compatible with your ThinkPad X220 hardware before installation. If you are satisfied, we can begin the actual installation. You will see an icon on your desktop labeled Install Linux Mint. Double-click it. The Linux Mint installation wizard is very intuitive. Simply follow the on-screen prompts. Step 1. Select your preferred language and click Continue. Step 2. Select your keyboard layout. You can test it in the text box provided. Step 3. Connect to the internet. Step 4. You will be asked about multimedia codecs. It is strongly recommended that you check the Install Multimedia Codecs box so that you can play MP3s, watch videos, and access other common media formats. Step 5. Select the installation type. This is the most critical step. This is the critical disk partitioning step. For most users, especially if this is your only operating system, or you can erase all content on the X220 hard drive, select Erase Disk and install Linux Mint. This is the simplest option. If you want to dual boot with Windows or set up a more complex configuration, you need to select Other, but this is beyond the scope of this beginner's guide. Therefore, we select Erase Disk and install Linux Mint. Click Install. Now, a confirmation dialog box appears, asking if you want to write the changes to the disk. Click Continue to confirm. Step 6. Click on your location on the map or enter your city. This will set your time zone. Step 7. Create your user account. Enter your name, your computer name, username, and password. You can also choose to log in automatically or require a password to log in. Be sure to remember your password, as you will need it to log in to the system and perform administrative operations in the future. Click Continue. The installation process will now begin. During this time, the installer will copy files, install the system, and configure everything. You will see a slideshow of Linux Mint features and tips, which is a great way to pass the time and learn more about the new operating system. On this ThinkPad X220 laptop, the installation process for the Linux Mint 22.1 MATE version actually took approximately 20 minutes. After installation is complete, you will see a message prompting you to restart now. Click the button. The system will prompt you to remove the USB drive. Do so when prompted, then press Enter. This is crucial so that your ThinkPad X220 does not attempt to boot from USB again. Your ThinkPad X220 will now restart, and this time it will boot directly into your newly installed Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition. Welcome to the brand new Linux Mint MATE desktop. The first thing you'll see is probably the welcome screen. This is a great tool that provides quick links to documentation, the driver manager, the software manager, and system settings. Let's take a moment to explore it. The first is desktop color settings. Here you can choose your favorite colors and whether you prefer a light or dark desktop theme. The second is system snapshot settings. Here we can set up automatic system snapshots. It is recommended to set at least 2 daily snapshots and 2 startup snapshots. In case of any issues, you can restore your computer to its previous working state. The third is the driver manager. Most hardware components are recognized and run automatically by the Linux kernel without the need to install drivers. However, some hardware components require proprietary drivers to be recognized or to function optimally. The fourth is multimedia codecs. To support certain formats and play popular audio, video, and web content, additional multimedia codecs are required. We can click the button below to install them. The fifth is the Update Manager. The small shield icon in the system tray is the Update Manager, which provides software updates, security updates, and kernel updates to fix vulnerabilities, ensure computer security, and support updated hardware components. This is our first time using Update Manager on this ThinkPad X220. It prompts us to upgrade to a new version. After entering the password and confirming authentication, Mint Update begins downloading and installing the new version. After Update Manager is updated, we will see the available updates. Click Install Updates to start downloading and installing the updates. On this ThinkPad X220, the first update after installing Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition took approximately less than 16 minutes. After the updates are installed, the system will prompt us to restart the computer to apply the installed updates. Next, let's restart the computer and continue browsing the welcome screen. The sixth is System Settings. Here, you can view system settings and configure the operating system to your liking. The seventh is the Software Manager. In the Software Manager, there are approximately 60,000 applications available, including web browsers, office suites, media players, games, and more. You can search for LibreOffice, VLC Media Player, GIMP, or any other program you may need. Of course, Linux Mint comes with the most basic software to get you started easily. The eighth is the Firewall Settings. Here, you can enable the firewall, control, and monitor network traffic. At this point, we have completed the demonstration of the welcome screen. Congratulations! You have successfully installed and optimized Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition on your ThinkPad X220. Now you have an open source operating system that respects your privacy and runs smoothly on hardware that is over a decade old. That's the magic of Linux. Have you installed Linux on your ThinkPad X220 laptop? Have you installed Linux Mint 22.1 MATE Edition on an old machine? Please leave a comment below to share your experience. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more tech content, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.